Hey guys, and welcome to World of Warships with Jurgen. Today we're going to be looking at the Tier 6 battleship, the Fuso. The Fuso comes after the Tier 5 battleship, the Congo, which in my opinion was a very strong battleship as it added AA capabilities whilst having good 356 main batteries. The Fuso continues this tradition but instead upgrades its main batteries to 360mm, which in all honesty isn't much of an improvement as it's only a 4mm gain, but it adds more AA. However, it loses its top speed of 32 knots, which was on the Congo, and now has a top speed, as we can see here, of 25 knots, which is relatively slow in comparison. I have a replay which will show you how good the Fuso can be, and also its drawbacks are mainly its speed. One main advantage over the Congo class is the armament improvements. It has 4 more 360 main batteries compared to in 2 turrets in the middle of the ship, compared to the Congo, which, if we take a look, has 4. 2 at the front and 2 at the rear, but none in the middle. The Fuso also retains its ability to deploy a recon plane, as well as its battleship class repair systems, which you can press during the battle. Let's take a look at the replay. So here we are a few seconds into the beginning of the Fuso match, or the Fuso game rather. I am heading towards the A point, and I see a target, an enemy Fuso. He's out of my range, however, because this is either the first or second game I've played in the Fuso class, meaning my batteries aren't fully upgraded and my range is therefore inhibited. A fully upgraded Fuso would be able to reach a range of around 21 kilometers with its main batteries. However, my range is around 19, I believe, give or take a few meters. Let's skip forward a little bit in the replay because of the slow speed. It's not very interesting to watch. So now I've nearly reached the A flag. It's not even a flag, an A zone. I'm going to call it the A zone. I see there's multiple targets to shoot, including a Cleveland type cruiser. I take 6, 8 shots at him, 10 and 12. That's my full battery. Hit him with several and I knock him out. I don't do maximum damage, I don't think, because I believe some torpedo damage was caused to him, and then one of my shots hit his citadel and caused a huge amount of damage and he sunk. That's the first kill of the game. Quite a dangerous target to take out in a Tier 6 match. Of course, with the help of my torpedoes from the sky, who are now returning to base. So I can see 3 targets. Of course, they're not in gun view at the moment. I check behind me to see where my allies are going. More targets have now appeared. I see a Fuso in the background. He's still out of range. So I switched my attention to the Omaha class cruiser, who I fire at. And due to, well, my speed, I suppose, even though it's not that fast, the shells are not very accurate. And he's going quite quickly as well. I still managed to get 3 shells on target, doing some critical damage to one of his guns, I believe. Now, at this point I see there are too many ships to engage, and if I went in there I would die very, very quickly. So I decide to turn, and whilst I turn I decide to take a shot at this enemy cruiser. Of course, as I'm turning, the guns also have to turn and recalibrate, and it's unlikely they're ever going to hit, as is confirmed by a complete miss. Some torpedoes there, but they're nowhere near me. I'm perfectly safe. The Fuso is coming into range now. He's fired a full salvo at me. I can't at the moment because I'm not aligned properly. My guns are still turning. I decide to activate my repair module just in case. A repair module, if you didn't know, is a battleship only ability, which allows it to repair several thousand points of damage. I believe 3 times during the course of the battle. But it seems to be that it's a certain threshold that it repairs up to. It doesn't repair, say, 6,000 points every time. Say if my health, I think it was on 42,000, it repaired about 5,000, so if it was on 41,000, it would repair a bit more, I believe. And as you see, it doesn't repair it to full, it only repairs, like I say, a few thousand points of damage. I fire a full salvo at the enemy Fuso, hoping that I will hit him critically. Half of it misses. I do 3,000 damage, and his salvo is coming in, which falls short of me. One of them hits me for minimal damage. He may have been firing high explosive, or, well, it's unlikely he was firing high explosive, but minimal damage. I'm reloaded, and I wait for my last battery to reload. Right, and actually my last gun goes a bit later. I decide to turn to port to, well, only minimally turn to port to try and make my surface area for the enemy Fuso as minimal as possible. Because if I was broadside to him, he would be able to hit me completely, like I am trying to hit him now. Reloaded again, I fire. Another full salvo. And I'd like to draw your attention to the chat box on the left. This is the problem with World of Warships and many online games. It's not just World of Warships, World of Tanks, War Thunder, any online game, Counter-Strike Go, anything. You have sour teammates who don't understand when to leave, when they've been killed, or they're not helping the team by insulting them. And they'll keep going for a bit. Still engaging this Fuso at extreme range, which is rather ineffective. I decide to try and fire sequentially this time. And first to miss, in fact everything misses, which I was a bit outraged at because they went on each side of him, but not onto his ship, which you just have to get over it, I suppose. As the announcer just said in the game, the enemy was about to win. There are 836 points as opposed to our 432. They are in control of A and they are contesting C and B. That Fuso is now turning to avoid those torpedoes. The aircraft carrier helped me quite a lot this game, which is excellent. I critically knocked out one of his batteries, I believe, with one of my shells hitting. Turn my attention to this tier 3 battleship, the Koachi, which I thought he was going to get sunk by those torpedoes, so I only fire one battery first, then I keep firing because the torpedoes miss, along with several of my shells. And he's gone. That's kill number 2. And as I mentioned earlier, the chat on the left is full of angry people who don't understand how to shut up. And the funny thing about this game is we win. Bit of a spoiler, but kind of proves that even if the situation looks dire, you can still win in this kind of game. It's equal battle at the moment. There's 6 of them versus 6 of us. Unfortunately, I wasn't looking where I was going at this point, so I crashed into a rock. Or a large island, even. So now I am reversing very slowly, like an idiot. something you have to look out for are islands, which sounds very obvious, I know, but it's just something you have to do. I'm still firing at this Fuso at extreme range, only hitting him for minimal damage, although that salvo was slightly more effective. So it looks really dire at the moment. Our score is 590 to 884, which means they only have 122 points to win, whereas we have around 380. However, we're in control of A and C flag, C zone. I said I'd call it a zone. I called it a flag. C zone. A and C zone. I keep firing at this Fuso. I am hitting him, but I'm still reversing. I decide to keep firing, even though there is some fire coming from the destroyer, so I quickly turn my guns. I say quickly. I turn my guns to attack this destroyer, because this destroyer has the capability to sink me very quickly with his torpedoes. Also, I am clear of the island now, so I'm turning the ship and the guns onto the target. I'm taking quite a bit of fire, but it's very moderate, as it says moderate damage. I fire several rounds at him. I hit him for quite a substantial amount of damage. I have another destroyer on my left helping me as well. Luckily the artillery on destroyers is quite minimal, so I'm not too worried about him. I'm more worried about his torpedoes. I thought I was going to crash into this friendly destroyer, but he has the speed, which the Fuso does not, as I keep mentioning. As you can now see, we're in the lead. Our points. Because every time you kill an enemy ship, they lose points and your team gains points. And now we outnumber them 5-3. And as you can see on the left, the chat is completely silent from those people who had no faith in the team, because they either died quickly and they went into a foolish position, or they just don't understand when to shut up. Torpedoes are incoming, but they are quite sparsely spaced, so I can easily dodge them, even in a battleship of this size and its slow speed. My AA is opening up on the torpedo bombers which tried attacking me. I shoot one of them down, and another one, and another one. The AA is quite strong on this, which is very welcome. And that is game over, and a good victory for our team and for the Fuso. We gained 111,000 credits, almost 2,000 experience. Of course it was a double. And there is the stats screen. Quite a large amount of AP damage potential. Also quite a large amount of shells missed because of the extreme range. I didn't fire any HE rounds because I didn't get close enough to enemy ships. Or I forgot. But that was the Fuso. I hope you enjoyed this replay, and I'll see you next time.